Hello again. As promised, this is the follow-up to the previous video from a couple of days ago to do with Pedro Damiano. And we're looking at the suggestion of Jacob Henry Sarratt from his translation in 1813. And we have arrived at the position where black has just played 9d5. Now, in Damiano's analysis, he suggested h takes g5 double check, and he effectively had a winning position after 14 moves. So let's just retrace our steps for a moment to Sarratt's work and see what he says here. What he comments on at this stage is if instead of this move, namely h takes g5 double check, you were to play your to his, he could not avoid being checkmated in 3 moves. Now, before I give you the solution to this, those of you who've looked at my previous video, and if you haven't, I would strongly recommend that you go and have a look at it. You will see that I left a comment there a couple of days ago when I posted that video to the effect that I have done some further analysis into this. And I discover that although Damiano's play can be improved upon at the suggestion of Mr. Sarratt is also slightly wrong. He is 1 move short. In other words, it's a mate in 5 from this position. In other words, once you find the key move and you come up with black's best reply to that key move, it's a mate in 4. So that's the point. The challenge set here, white to checkmate in 5 moves from this. Now, what is Sarratt's suggestion here, and what is the best reply to it? Just take a good look at that position. Well, it's not an obvious one by any means. The suggestion that he makes is, and he's quite correct, Queen f7. You'd think it would have to be a checking move given h takes g5 double check, but it's not. It's the quiet move, Queen f7. And what white is doing here, just let's home in on this, he's covering any possibility of black playing king g7, and he's also covering the h5 flight square. So that is good play there. What is black's best reply to extend the play in this position? Let's take the long view. Well, the best reply is this, check. So that's 1 move. It's a mate in 4 from this position. Now, whether you play here, and what happens then, of course, is that you take the pawn with check. You can either take with your pawn or with your knight, and then play proceeds pretty much as it's going to proceed in this other variation. What is the other variation? Well, the other variation is here. That's the first move of the 4. So how does black continue here? Well, what he does is he plays here, and if you notice, he's interfering with the bishop on g5. In other words, this pawn now is no longer pinned. This is the point. And should white take here with check, then the king could recapture because the bishop is no longer, like I say, homing in on g5. So that just would not work there at all. He'd get away for a little while at least. So what you would have to do in that position is to take this bishop off. And you are renewing your threat of h takes g5 checkmate. So that's 2 moves down by white, 1 move down by black. How does black extend it here? Bearing in mind that this pawn is pinned and black's king cannot move. And on the face of it, there is no defense to that checkmate on the next move. Or is there? Well, there is a defense to it, a temporary defense, it must be said. Can you see it? Well, the temporary defense is to block the connection with the rook there. That's the point. And now you see, if he were to take here, the queen could recapture, there's no double check. So the way around that is, it's in similar fashion to taking the bishop on d2. You eliminate this bishop, so you've eliminated both of them. And that is 3 moves down of the additional 4. So now, if you look at that position, it doesn't matter what black does. He is indeed checkmated on the next move. There was just no way out for him. There were no checking moves left. He can take this bishop if he wants. It makes no odds whatsoever. There was just no way that he can get out of this. It's impossible. So let's just say, for argument's sake, he plays here. Well, all that you need to do is to take the pawn like that. And as can be seen, he is in double check. The bishop covers the pawn on g5, and that is checkmate. There is no way out. So a slight slip on the part of JHS, but a very good play coming up with this initial move of queen f7. I hope you enjoyed that one. I also hope you found the solution to this. Not straightforward by any means, but good one. And congratulations and goodbye for now.